absolutely did not expect it to downpour here on Times Square in New York City, but I wanted to let you know that on August 6th, 2024, a lot of auditors slash activists decided to converge on Union City, New Jersey to support Leroy Truth investigations in his fight against a corrupt mayor, that is Brian Stack, and the details will be in the description of this video. But a couple of us decided to speak, namely in this video, AFA, that's Accountability for All, Long Island Audit, The Angry Vet, and Scalzo. This is some of that video. Incidentally, Brian Stack had the City Hall steps painted because he knew that we were coming. It's just a coincidence though. Here's the video.
AFA Accountability for All.
I've been following this story from the beginning, okay? And the most egregious of the situations that Leroy's been in recently is when a member of this community walked into the halls of power and had a different point of view. He was told not to disrespect. He did disrespect in their eyes, and he was arrested. This country was birthed on the spirit of resistance, but those in power would seek to change the course of history. Normally when we ask a question, we start with the question, and then we get to the answer. So today I'm going to start with the answer first. Illegal arrest, assault and battery, sexual harassment cover-ups, a mayor that's making accusations and writing checks with his mouth that his ass can't cash. Police officers telling us in City Hall that they will allow us to record, they will allow us to have our First Amendment right. That's the answer. The question is, how much is it going to take? That's compounded by a second question. How much more shit are you willing to take? Because we've got to this precipice right now because we've allowed too much to happen. We've decided that we weren't going to put our foot down, and we've decided that we were going to let government have the final say. It's very easy to get up here and speak to the instances and circumstances that we've all heard and seen. It's a much different story when you're willing to stand in the face of that tyranny and take an arrest. You're brought into a jail cell. Now, I've been constantly hearing about 17 police officers that wouldn't arrest Leroy. Now, I applaud them for simply doing their job. But here's the problem that I have. When a cop won't break the law, we praise them as a good cop. They're just doing their job. They're not supposed to violate your rights. My question isn't, why didn't they arrest him those 7 times? Where were they when he was illegally arrested? I believe that you have the right to walk up to any government official that represents you. There is no taxation without representation. You have the right to represent yourself and your will to the government that you've duly elected. And when you walk up to that government and you disrespect their perceived authority, and the end result is a free American is placed in handcuffs, his freedom of movement is arrested, we get back to the same question. What does it take? It takes this. It takes the largest and smallest channels across YouTube to get together, mainstream media to come out, people on both sides of the coin either screaming for him or screaming against him. This is what it takes. It's when the pressure cooker is on and the shit's about to hit the fan that all of a sudden there's an 8-minute video that the police need to watch. The police are here to respect our rights. I'd rather keep fighting them than take any gifts from them. We're at a point right now where everyone here has a decision to make. Whether you're for this man or you're against this man. It doesn't really matter if you agree with him or you disagree with him. If you disagree with him and you're one of the people shouting at him here today, he's not having you arrested for disrespecting him. He's not having you taken away from your family. He's not covering up any sexual assaults that have been made against you. The will of the people has clearly and definitely been subverted in Union City. And now that the inmates have taken over the asylums, now look around us. Police officer, police officer, police officer, police officer. Last time we saw this many police officers in Union City, they were cuffing him up and dragging him out for disrespecting their Lord and Savior, Brian Stack of shit. So stand with him. Stand behind him or get out of his way. Because once and for all, accountability it's coming. Be a part of the change. We've changed a lot in 300 years, right? 300 years ago, whatever it takes. They take our guns, we take them back. They take our freedom, we take it back. We're willing to die for our rights. We have nothing to lose. And now people are standing from the windows. There's a Brian Stack picture in that window right there.
Every window.
And now instead of acting like we have nothing to lose, we have everything to lose. So don't let him stand alone. Even if you disagree with him, he's willing to take that ride for you. You should be willing to take that ride for him.
Thank you, John.
Glad to be here today to support Leroy and to support his activism here in Union City. You know, Mayor Brian Stack, I've never, you know, I went all the way to Illinois. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the mayor from Illinois, from Dalton, Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the self-proclaimed super mayor. Even she, I spoke at one of the public meetings in the village of Dalton, and I eviscerated her, and not even her or her corrupt police department would arrest someone for freedom of speech. And that's exactly what Mayor Stack here did. Mayor Stack here did here today, did to Leroy, and it's horrible what he's done to him. The corruption, the allegations of sexual assault against city employees from a man who has clear ties to Mayor Brian Stack. It's absolutely ridiculous. I really appreciate the good work that Leroy's doing here. He's explained it in full. I can't go into any more detail than he already did. I would definitely subscribe to his channel to follow for updates. I'm very happy that I could use my platform to highlight his unlawful arrest. As he said, it's got over 550,000 views. I'm sure that's gotten a lot of phone calls here to Mayor Brian Stack. And hopefully Mayor Brian Stack comes out of his office and stops acting like a coward and faces we the people and answers some questions here today. You know, because he has a lot to answer for. You know, even the mainstream media is saying that he's mentally ill. You know, that he has, you know, that there's politicians that are saying that he has mental illness. He thinks that I know Leroy. Leroy is a friend of mine. Leroy's not being sent on any political mission. He's not a political operative. He's not. He's doing this because he cares. He cares about what's going on here in Union City. He cares about the people, and he cares to expose the corruption. So I just want to say, Leroy, keep on with your good work. Thank you for all you do, and I'll always be here to support you.
Appreciate it, Sean. Thank you.
I just wanted to bring up why I decided to print all these memes and photos out. Basically, before this arrest, Leroy was charged with two obviously false charges of. Before the recent. Come on, Ty. Before the recent arrest, there were two obviously false charges of harassment. And how do you know they're false? If you ask Brian Stack, how is Leroy Truth harassing you? He refuses to explain it. He doesn't give specifics. He doesn't give, here's how you can avoid harassing me. So, and one of them was harassment against the pretend police chief, Anthony Puccini, of harassment. So basically what I did is I basically created his cry report, where it's basically all of his instances of emotional damage, his hurt, his injured feelings. And I don't know if anyone wants to zoom in on these photos, feel free. I'm just going to go through them real quick. This one says, don't upset the baby mayor. Baby chief will lie and charge you with harassment. And there's Brian Stack crying. And there's big boy Chief Puccini. And some of you might think I'm being a little bit mean here. But keep in mind, everything we do, everything Leroy and I do, is in reaction to their bad behavior. So I'm just taking their lead. And here's a meme here, this is harassment. Anyone wants to arrest me here? I'm harassing the mayor. It says, Leroy Truth is here with questions. And here's Mayor Brian Stack hiding under the desk. It says, stop harassing me. And this one is Officer Omar Hernandez. It says, and this is the stooge lawyer. It says, Captain is very obedient. And this here says, Captain is such a good boy. And it sounds like I'm using like a derogatory terms against the captain, but it's how you interpret it. I love dogs. I think they're beautiful animals, personally, but they might be considered derogatory. And part of the charges against Leroy is that he posted derogatory memes. So I guess I created a derogatory meme, so if anyone wants to charge me with a crime, I guess I'm next. What else we got?
If you go into the history of political satire.
Political satire?
So,
you want to talk about it, Phil?
Yeah, just the history. This is political satire right here, just so everybody knows. You know, now we call them memes, and, you know, we have artificial intelligence, and Scalzo's really good with Photoshop and everything. But, you know, even for Theodore Roosevelt back in the day, there would be sketch artists who, you know, made fun of him and made political satire. And if this hurts your feelings, Mayor Stack, then you need thicker skin. Like there's, you know, you are a public servant, you are open to criticism, you know, and that's what Leroy's doing. I've never seen a mayor file a criminal complaint against a citizen for harassment. I don't think I've ever seen that in my auditing career, in my activism. So, you know, he definitely needs to, and the police chief, right? The police chief also filed, you know, imagine a police chief and the mayor filing cyber harassment charges against an activist and journalist. It's, yeah, oath breakers, right? But yeah, I love these signs, Scalzo. It's great. Hopefully, we have officers all around us. I don't see anybody coming to arrest you, so I think this should be all right.
So in closing, before we leave, feel free to take some photographs and spread them around the internet, and you might get charged with harassment as well, so be careful. But spread them far and wide, just be ready for the charges.
Thank you, Scalzo. And he worked so long on this. Incredible. Can I clip this too?
Sure.
All right, this is the Angry Vet. YouTube, subscribe to his channel, The Angry Vet.
I'm not going to bore you. I know a lot of you are probably looking forward to the Angry Vet, but I'm going to give you a little perspective from a 40,000 foot view. I didn't know anything about this case, this corruption, until recently. And until recently, I was the Angry Vet. And I was on fire, and I couldn't stand what was happening here. So I came up and I helped Leroy a couple times. Saw firsthand, because a lot of people don't want to put boots to ground and see firsthand what's going on. But I saw firsthand what was going on, and I had to do something. Recently, I've changed my views. I'm not so angry anymore at all the cops. Because pretty much the majority of the cops here, a very large majority of the cops in Union City are not bad people. They're doing their job, we hear it all the time, but that's not the case. These cops are good, and they don't want to do bad things. And I know Mayor Brian Stack, you're going to watch one of these videos, and this message is for you. You are the biggest player in this story. Without you, it wouldn't be this big if you had just stood up and done the right thing the first time. I hope you understand this. We collectively, all these auditors, all these people around us today, we did not come to Union City to provoke the citizens. We did not come to Union City to cause problems. We did not come to Union City to give the cops headaches. That's not why we're here. And if you can't see that now, then you're just fucking blind. And that's all I gotta say about that.
Thank you, Angry Vet.
Hey, thank you for watching. Don't forget to go over to Leroy Truth Investigations channel and give him some love. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And I've got a brand new channel called The Disturbing Illusion, where we're going to expose the left versus right paradigm political dog and pony show. I will see you in the next video.